Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for, this is going to be for the next 3 months for July to September quarter 3. We're just going to jump right in here, Pisces, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this, well, during this time, I should say. You have this ring card. It says a marriage could take place either in romance or business. You also have this goldfish. It says increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. I kind of feel like both. I have a feeling that this is going to be a really good time for you for money, especially if you do the work. And damn, you have some good cards. You have this Miracles Are Endless card as well. So, this is definitely going to be probably a better quarter for you just in general. I mean, I think the second half of the year is, better for you just in general. I said that at like the beginning of the year when I did your yearly reading that, that pretty much this time of the year would be much better for you. So, it kind of makes sense. And 2 marriage cards here as well. So if you're looking for love, definitely could be a really good reading. Could be something permanent. I really like the King and Queen of Pentacles together. And damn, Pisces, you have this happy card as well. So I feel like it's going to be a good time for you. But if you want something permanent, this could be an earth sign coming in for you. Could be any sign, really. Although you have Capricorn twice here. You have a lot of people showing up, I'm noticing, as well here, Pisces. So, we're going to have to look into that. I do feel that, really, you are born so close to Aquarius. It just wouldn't surprise me if, a lot of people started wanting your attention. It could be for anything, not just love. It could be for, for work, for business, if you are doing anything to stand out, which you should be, because, I beat you over the head with this all the time, Pisces, because if I were Pisces, and I would be trying to get as much freaking attention as you possibly can on whatever it is that you are doing. It's the only way to success. So, and we're talking about positive attention here. So we're talking about by, doing positive things, by, doing good things in your business or doing good things for good people and, stuff like all those things. Or, the list goes on and on. I can't hold your hand through the whole process, right? You're going to have to figure it out. But what I would say is, if you figure it out, you will be very successful. Queen of Wands, I feel like you're very attractive at this time as well. Doesn't matter what gender you are, so, I would get out there if you're looking for love, although it does look like there could be a person who's coming in for you here. I'm not so sure if you trust it or not, Pisces, because we go down to the Knight of Cups, and then you have the 7 of Swords. This last row is going to represent the good stuff coming in for you. So, even though it's the 7 of Swords and the Devil, it's going to represent the good stuff. But, I read intuitively. I don't try to force the rows to fit. And I'm not so sure what's going on here. So, we're going to have to look into that, and just see. I do specifically feel that there could be a fire sign or an earth sign coming in for you. Or, it could be a water sign or something with a bunch of earth or fire in their chart or something as well. So, take it how it resonates. But you have the Wheel of Fortune. I really see this as you getting serious, getting control. I'm not getting any of the traditional, Wheel of Fortune stuff going on here. I feel like you're just done letting your life kind of, ramble along. I feel like you're getting serious about your destiny. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny in the sense that it's your personal vision for your life. It's like how you see your life going. And I get this sense of like seriousness. I don't think it's bad or good. Really actually I would say it's more good than anything because I feel that you're getting serious. You're like taking things seriously, making things happen here. The King of Swords, very serious energy. You have the 7 of Cups. Probably the one thing that will get in your way for the rest of your life is distraction. Kind of not being serious about the things that you want in your life, allowing yourself to be confused. I would be careful of that energy of allowing yourself to be confused. It's like, deep down inside, exactly what you want to do in your life. Exactly the things that you want to do. As I've said to you in past readings, I think the problem for you is like future thinking, like thinking, oh, if I start this business, I'm going to be stuck in this business forever. Or oh, if I start this relationship, I'm going to be stuck in this relationship forever. Like one step at a time, right? Just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, you'll be fine. If you don't, then you're going to be a neurotic mess. I'm telling you right now. With the Queen of Wands, you have this negotiation card. No negotiation either. This is what I'd say. This is actually a good card. This is Jupiter and Libra. I'm using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, by the way, to clarify the entire reading, but what I would say is no negotiation. Queen of Wands, she does not negotiate. She wants to do something, she sets her mind to it, she does it. Plain and simple. She doesn't care what anyone thinks, she doesn't care, everything about her says she doesn't care what anyone thinks. Everything about her says that she listens to this right here. You have this sunflower. The sunflower points towards the sun, and so it points towards your happiness, happy, right here. It points towards things that bring you joy and, all this other stuff. So it's like, if you have people in your life that are like, oh, you have to make me happy too. And it's like, nope, I can't make you happy. I can't make anyone else happy. Only me. That's it. So, that should be your focus right here. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have this achievements card. I mean, tons of achievements. There's something big you want to achieve here, and I feel like you will achieve it. But again, it's going to require work, and probably more work than you've ever done before. So, it's like, I don't want to hear comments of people saying, you said that I was going to be a billionaire tomorrow. Never said it, number one. Number two, you're going to have to move your ass. That's the whole point. I keep saying this as well. You have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold. That's the time we're in. Nothing is just going to happen. There's a lot more research than you think you need to do. So double down on the research, especially if you're like starting a business or something else. But for the people who are smart enough to do it, then do it and you will be very successful. If not, leave me a comment because you're probably going to do it anyway, right? With the Seven of Cups, you have this escape card. Yeah, I feel like this is part of the control that, trying to escape, like, confusion, realizing that maybe things are just it's like sometimes I think we make progress, right? We think we go forward, but really it's like we squiggle backwards and, all over the place through life. So it's like maybe you are kind of seeing, like, I feel like what you're seeing, if I put myself in your shoes, it's like as if 5 years has gone by, you thought you would take this straight line to some point of success, but actually you're back here. So, maybe some of you feel like you've made very little progress. I don't think that's true, by the way. I feel like you have made progress, but I kind of feel like this is saying, success is not linear, of course, but, I feel like it's saying that you want to be able to make changes and end up in a different place than you were over here. I hope that makes sense. It's like, some of you, maybe you feel like you've done something that has kind of knocked you back to 5 years ago, like I said, or something along those lines. And really, I feel like you have the opportunity over the next couple years to really end up, in the future, to end up very successful, but you're going to have to work for it, like I said. Next in the area of what you need to hear right now, during this 3 months, you have this cow spirit says the miracles are endless. You have this coyote spirit says trust in divine detours. So I feel like for some of you that you just need to kind of like trust in divine detours at this time. I mean, coyotes are kind of like a warning. Some people see them as a warning for something. It's like literally, I'll tell you, before I moved, last year, obviously, and my brother and I were looking at a house in a certain area, and we drove by. It was like the weirdest day of my life, number one. But, number two, we drove by this coyote. It was like on the side of the road. Then we get to where this house was, and there was like a mouse. There was a cat chasing a mouse, which was like, I'm like, okay, the universe is like clearly telling me don't move to this area, right? So we didn't. But what I would say here is, again, I feel like there are little things that maybe seem like they don't work out. I think I said this to you in your like mid-June reading or something like that. I remember saying something about like little disappointments. Sometimes I think when we get to the end of the road, when we're about to experience miracles or good things, it's like more of those little things can pop up that disappoint us. But really, I feel the universe is calibrating, right? I feel like the universe is kind of like getting you to wiggle into something that's going to be really good for you. It still isn't here in the reading, like what's going to come in for you other than, and again, it could be because what's coming in for you is very ambiguous, unique to you. It's like you're living your dream. Like, what the hell does that mean, right? Or you're kind of, making something happen in your life. What the hell does that mean? Who the hell knows, is what I'd say. But you have the Four of Pentacles here. One thing I will tell you is that you're not going to find it where you are. So, I've been saying since 2020 that everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. So, I would encourage you to try new things. Again, go follow the Chris Rec channel. I'm starting to put new videos up on that this quarter. I just have to wait for a couple more things. It's been a long process. It's been like 18 months of work behind the scenes, getting things set up, and way more work than I thought it was going to be. But, I'm getting there. And, so that whole entire channel, Rant Over, is going to be all about kind of, experimenting, trying new things, making those 1% improvements, all that stuff. And again, I think that's the whole reason I'm doing it is because literally, I think that's the only thing we can do to change our life right now or to create improvements is to leave comfort zones. The universe wants us to leave comfort zones. I think the universe wants us to, realize that we are in a new world and because we're in a new world, we have to build new things instead of letting it get filled with, crappy things, right? Things like government or, whoever the hell's in office this week and all this other BS, right? You have this King of Swords here. So again, knowledge and wisdom. The King of Swords, he kind of represents taking knowledge and turning it into wisdom, which is again putting it into practice. I feel like the past, like, I don't know, 16 years of your life, if you are even over 16 years old, has been all about education and learning. You've probably learned a lot more than you realize, and I feel like you need to start putting the lessons into practice, like the things you learned. You have the King of Pentacles. Again, if you are attracting love, which it does look like you could be because you have the ring card, you have this bride card, which says marriage on it. I feel like you could be attracting a person who is older than you, or there could be some sort of age difference with that King of Swords. King of Swords is my card of, some sort of age difference or something going on, right? But it could be an earth sign. I feel like it's someone very predictable, very stable. Again, I think this is what everybody wants right now is King of Pentacles. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to because, I think people are looking for something more serious. A king to the queen here, to the Nine of Cups, it's like literally, divine counterparts. I consider the king and queen of pentacles to be like the best divine counterparts. And this looks like a very serious connection. So, something where that could even increase your resources, I'm getting it as well. Let's see. With the Four of Pentacles, you have this Harmony card. There is like a focus on, peace. I think that people want more peace and harmony. So, but again, part of this, I feel for you, Pisces, comes down to your need to bring peace into your life, as in, are there things that you're not doing that you should be doing, like hobbies, those little things. I think people don't understand how important those things are, like hobbies, and which maybe doesn't seem important. You might be like, I've got all these bills to pay, how can I go enjoy a hobby? How can I go rollerblade around the neighborhood or something like that, right? And I always tell people it's like the stuckest I've ever been in life. My life was miserable for 4 years, 4 straight years, horrible. I just lived in my room, did nothing, like living in my mama's basement, basically, right? And again, the only thing that broke me out of that, I had no money. I had this story where I was always like negative $800 in my bank account. I kid you not, it happened to me multiple times during this 4 years, right? And again, the only thing that broke me out of it was going for a walk every single day. And then I started doing more stuff after that. And I'm convinced that the more stuff broke me out of it as well. It wasn't just the walking. But, again, it's like if we are dull, if we're only working, if we're only focusing on money, then you are going to be stuck. And I feel like this is saying, it's really important that you do those other things. With the King of Swords, you have this fulfillment card. I see a lot of fulfillment coming in for you. Probably more fulfilled than you've felt in a while. And you have the Nine of Cups here as well. Nine of Cups really is a card of fulfillment, but I always say Nine of Cups to me says you have to be fulfilled before you can be fulfilled. People are like, Chris, how the hell does that work? How the hell do you do that? I'm always like, well, if you want love, go be in love with a dog. Go be in love with a cat. Go be in love with nature. If you want money, go be around abundance. Drive around a rich neighborhood. Go pick up pennies in the parking lot. People think I'm kidding. I'm like dead freaking serious. It's like if I had no money today, that's exactly what I'd be doing. I'd be going, picking up, pennies, dimes, nickels in a parking lot somewhere, and I'd be like, look at all this abundance. It's just laying around, right? And I would be drilling that into my freaking head every single day, and I would brainwash myself. I've done it. I've brainwashed myself into making a lot of money. So again, not saying this to brag, but saying this because, again, I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, and, if I can do it, you can do it. So I would get moving here. With the King of Pentacles, you have this egotism card. I would be careful of anyone who has a big ego. Of course. I think there's a difference here, though. Again, you might attract a person like this who maybe you think they have an ego at first, but they actually don't. To me, if a person, if you got it, flaunt it, as far as I'm concerned. So if someone comes to you and they seem like they have an ego, but they also have the ability to back it up, if they say they're going to do something, they do it, or they say they're super successful and they are because they actually do it, then, there's kind of a little bit of a difference here. But what I would say is, again, I would be careful of ego issues. We do have ego. We have this escapism card right here, and we have the Devil and the Seven of Swords. So again, even though the Devil and the Seven of Swords are coming up in a good position, I would still say, if you have a past person or something who had a big ego, or, whatever the case may be, I would be careful of that person. You have this old woman card. It says sadness, female. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like this is the energy that you need to avoid is, sitting in sadness, things like that. I'm not saying you can't be sad, of course. But what I am saying is I would try to, like you said, you're going to have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold, part of which is temperance, which is taking a negative, turning it into a positive. You have this bride card. It says wife engagement on it. Someone could be making you a wife. You could be getting a wife, whatever. I don't care. But there's something love-wise coming in for you here. And, again, I feel like it's very good. If you don't want love, again, that first ring card says either romance or business. So, take it how it resonates. You could also be, there's plenty of good stuff about fulfillment and business and all this other stuff. I'm telling you right now as well, one thing I forgot to say is, and it just popped into my head, you have achievement, fulfillment, and with that fulfillment card, it's popping into my head, like if you're moving, traveling, or thinking about doing business with like long distances, if you're thinking about presenting yourself to the world or something like that, maybe you do YouTube, like I really see that as being a good thing to do. You have Sagittarius, like 1, 2, well, I guess only 2 times, but it doesn't matter. What I would say is I think that, kind of getting out into the world would be good, or anything involving travel. But any commitment you make. This is the area of the unexpected, by the way, and you have the Temperance card, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. So again, I do feel like there could be an unexpected connection coming in here. I don't really feel it's like totally unexpected. I just think it's more, I really don't think there's anything unexpected coming in for you yet. I mean, we'll see what happens when we clarify. But as I always say, I don't try to make these rows fit. I just read the energy, whatever it is. And what I would say here is that I feel that it's like maybe you're just not looking for it, right? Maybe you're just not really putting that much energy into love, but it shows up. So I'm not like sitting here with my mouth wide open, totally shocked that this person is showing up. So I feel like you feel the same way about this person. If there's a person who comes in over the next 3 months, which again, I've been saying for weeks, months, years, that this half of the year is really good for you for love. So even with Venus retrograde in July, I don't care. It's not like a Mercury retrograde, and there are plenty, you can meet the love of your life during Venus retrograde. So, definitely possible. I would take your time, of course, wouldn't rush it, but I feel this could be a really good connection that's coming in for you. And on top of that, I really feel you could be working towards a dream. He is normally looking into that cup, dreaming of his future life, whatever, and he just needs to start working towards it. I feel like you're becoming more resourceful with the Queen of Pentacles, and again, I feel like you could be increasing your resources. Could be a Capricorn coming in for some of you, or someone who has a lot of Capricorn in their chart as well. It's kind of funny that I feel like water and, I said at the beginning of the reading, fire or earth, but it's like, I feel like, it could be a person who has a lot of those things in their chart. It's like, that's not their sun sign, so I hope that makes sense. But anyway, it could be an earth sign. More importantly, again, I feel like you are much more focused on increasing your resources and doing things to grow your resources with the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Temperance card, probably your superpower right now. I feel like you have the, especially for the next 3 months, I feel like you will have the power to turn negatives into positives. Of course, you can always turn a positive into a negative as well with the Temperance card, but I would focus on, any sadness, turning it around, any, unpleasantness, any things that, any of the things that you want to see, see change in your life. I would start working on changing those things, like be the change, right? With that Temperance card. Let's see. With the Temperance card, you have this Isolation card. Someone's trying to pull you out of isolation here. You see this lady, she's like pulling this guy off his chair and he's like refusing. So again, don't be afraid to like get out into the world. Don't be afraid to like hang out with friends. That's probably where you're going to find love. And again, I do feel there could be a person who kind of pulls you out of a negative love cycle. So if you've had like a negative love cycle, I do feel there could be a person who kind of breaks you free from that. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have this Influence card. Yeah, I would be careful. I mean, going this way here, you have this Influence card to the Seven of Swords, and you have the Devil right here. It's like I would be careful of outside influences in relationships, especially with the Queen of Wands, The Queen of Wands, I always say, she has this black cat right here on her card. Black cats during the times of tarot, I'm not talking about today for all you cat ladies out there, I'm talking about during the times of tarot, they were considered very unlucky. But the whole point of the card is that she doesn't care what people think. She has a black cat because she just likes black cats. That's it. So, she doesn't care what people think. And that's the whole meaning behind the black cat, is that you need to not allow anyone to influence, wherever this was, right here, anything that you are doing. It could be love. There could be people that are like, why are you dating this person? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And your job is to turn them off, is to hit the mute button and to not listen. I've been saying this to you for months. It's like, it's a repeat energy that keeps coming up for you. So, I would definitely be careful of external influences, anything that could get in between something that's good for you and, something that's not. With the Knight of Cups, you have this Charity card. See, I feel like you'll attract a very giving person. Here's the thing. is that, again, you have the egotism card, this escape card, but you have this charity card here. You could be attracting a Cancer, by the way, Pisces. Cancer's popping out to me too. But what I would say is, I feel like you'll be attracting someone who's very giving, caring, just like, just a very caring person is what I'm getting. At the end here, you have for the good stuff, you have this happy card, which is one of my favorite cards in this deck, and you have this Y card. She is channeling happiness. So again, I feel like happiness is kind of like, I do feel like happiness is a choice. People don't like when I say this, but again, I have tons of proof. There are plenty of people in miserable situations that choose to be happy. So happiness is a choice. Happiness is the result of achievement. Happiness is, the journey, not the destination. I could go on and on. And, again, we choose to be happy by doing those things. So, I would be choosing happiness during this 3 months, but it looks like you are channeling happiness. Again, I say she is channeling happiness through the top of her head here. And, I feel like you need to do more things that make you happy and remove things that make you not happy, plain and simple. You have this Y card. Some of you could be wondering why something happened in your life. Like, this could be answers coming in for you. Like, if you did have a toxic situation with like a liar, cheater, stealer here, right here, you could be getting some answers in that situation. That could be why they're coming up in the good stuff. But let's see. You have the 9 of Cups here. I mean, literally, your whole entire... this is what I'd be focusing on if I were you. Is just the 9 of Cups. Is bathing in the energy of what you want. Is brainwashing myself, like I said earlier, and really kind of like putting myself in a good position. That's what I would be doing here. I would also be like matching energy, of the things that you want. So, I would pay close attention to that. If you don't have the things you want, it's like, what aren't you doing that people who are successful, like whatever it is that you want, what do they do that you're not doing? And it's like, can you try some new behaviors? Can you try some new things? That's what I'd be doing here with the 9 of Cups. You have the Devil. Something, the minute I touched it, it's like something needs to be expressed into the world here, Pisces. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes, I'll show you here. These people, they have animal horns on their heads, and it represents like our baser instincts. It represents our animal instincts as well. So it can represent like root chakra energy, but I always say sometimes, not always, sometimes, in this case, I feel that you need to take your energy from your root chakra, bring it up to your head, basically expressing something creative in the world. So, for some of you, this could be like a creative project, a business, whatever. You have the 7 of Swords, which is about being tactical, and, he's like stealing those swords from an army that's in the background. Also, Pisces, he's got those polka dots on his cloak, and polka dots in the tarot represent needing to have more fun. So we went over this earlier. You need to do things that you enjoy doing, because that's how you bring like good energy into the world. And I really feel that here, where it's like you need to do more good stuff in the world. You have the you have this restlessness energy popping out here as well. I mean, you're a Pisces, you're probably always restless, so that doesn't really surprise me. But again, don't just be restless. Again, they say, what do they say? Idle hands are the devil's workshop. So, again, I don't just be restless. Channel that restless energy. With the 9 of Cups, you have this eccentricity card. Yeah, I mean, your life is going to be different than anyone else's, which is true for everybody. But, again, people can't see a Pisces vision. Only Pisces can see through Pisces eyes, right? So that's what I feel here. It's like people, that are trying to influence you, they could be trying to influence you out of ego going this way. So I would definitely be careful of that. Anyone who's trying to tell you what's right, what's wrong in life, and I would just live your own life at this time. With the Devil, you have this Discovery card, and another Sagittarius card, by the way. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of you are traveling or discovering something new over this period of time. And with the 7 of Swords, you have this Riches card. Yeah, a lot of abundance coming in for you at this time. I feel like you're feeling rich in all senses of the word, And again, I would practice feeling those feelings as well. Even if you don't have the things you want, I would start like meditating and visualizing and, imagining what it would be like to have whatever type of abundance you want. So a lot of success here, Pisces. This is a very good reading, I have to say. We're going to pull 5 main themes. I'm using whatever this deck is. Who knows? You have this Doctor card. If you have a problem, I would get it checked out. Definitely popping into my head here. I am not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice. But what I would say is, if you have some sort of issue, I would also stay healthy as well. Do things to stay healthy. You have this Enemy card. Some of you could have an enemy or someone who is like trying to influence you. I would definitely be careful of that. I wouldn't do anything about it. I would just ignore it, right? And put up boundaries, do whatever you have to do. You have this Old Woman card here. You had the Old Woman. You have this Old Woman card here. What's this Old Woman? It says hope. I don't know, maybe you're just feeling more hopeful. Could be a person who gives you hope as well as what I'm getting. So, there could be some like old woman, doesn't have to be, could just be a very wise person I'm getting that could provide you with hope during this time. Next, you have this friend card. So, I feel like you need to be making new friends or meeting new people or doing the things that you need to do to meet new people. I feel all that would be very good for you. And finally here, you have this death card. Definitely a major change going on here in probably in your destiny. But is it like that surprising? No, I feel like this is something that you've been imagining for a long time, Pisces. But I like where this is going. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy the quarter.